Yeah.
good. How are you? How are
Yeah,
you?
I'm good. I'm good. Let's pause this real quick. I think it's recent. Pause that. Yeah. What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Evans Talk, man. Today we have a very special um, segment today for you guys. But before we start, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Share whatever video I post out there. If you feel connected to it, share it. Maybe others may, and let's try to keep this channel moving. I appreciate you guys. Today we have the man of the hour, man. He's a good friend of mine. I work out with him at the gym. Strong man. I watched him, dedicate himself to the gym, come in every day, sometimes twice a day, and just work out and just, age is nothing but a number. But I'm going to let him introduce himself. What's your name, bro? Let the people know who you are.
All right, guys. My name is Swat Uswansa. Um, I'm a 49-year-old man, a family man of three boys. I have my journey started here in the United States of America since 2013. Actually, before coming here, I was an entrepreneur back home. I started doing my own business. But when I came down here, school was the first thing that I wanted to do. So I went through college, had my undergrad and my master's degree. And then after, I started thinking about what really is my passion. Actually, like, I've done a couple of jobs here, but I wasn't happy about them.
Yeah.
So I started thinking about what really makes me wanna just live every day. And one thing that has always made me feel like I have the flair for it and I have the easy ongoing with it, it's clothing. I have been lucky enough to be born to two parents who were fashionistas. My mom was a killer in her age, on her younger age. My dad is to also champion fashionista. Like, I'll tell you for sure, I learned how I put things together from him. And it's kind of started small when I go to a tailor. I'll tell them what exactly I want. I don't let tailors tell me I can do this or I can do that for you. I start picking things together and say, hey, I want you to put this here. I want you to put that here. So a lot of these things started back home, but I didn't really take it serious that it is something that I can do for a living till the pandemic hit. So when the pandemic hit, I started sketching whilst at home, because most of us were at home and working from home and all of that. So I started sketching stuff that I feel like I can reproduce them and bring them to reality. And some of the sketches that I made, some is what you wearing,
Yes. Yes.
and that's some of the sketches that what I'm wearing too. There are other sketches that I have them in my closet here, as the showroom will be shown later on. So the inspiration actually came from where I was, how I was raised. My parents were both people that love fashion. So especially with my dad, like he will give you like a suit or a top and down that goes with a shoe,
Yeah.
and he always wants you to look smart or look sharp, and
Wait. So let me interrupt you. So is that where your name came from? Smart. Who? Because Smart is a very unique name. How did you
yes.
get that name?
All right, so I was named after my grandfather. According to my dad, we are Shantis.
Yes.
My dad is from Kumasi Fie. So his father was called Kwejo Intem.
Okay.
And Intem in English, Intem is tree. So in English, it's smart.
Okay.
So he named me after his father, which if I was supposed to use that in term, I would have called my birth name is Kofi. So I would have called Kofi Kofintem. But because my grandfather, who was also an educated person, an intellectual person, wanted to convert the tree name into English, he named himself Smart. So
Why was that important to him to change the way he say it culturally and traditionally to English?
So basically, as an intellectual person, he worked as a security personnel and later on came to work as the security person at the Kotoka International Airport.
Okay.
So he was somebody that I think education, when the British introduced it, he was part of those people who took education as something that is important in Ghana. So not that he was throwing away the culture, but
Okay.
was you working with people, and it's kind of like our names are sometimes very hard for people to pronounce. My name is Owusu Ansa. Sometimes the way people pronounce it
Yeah, the
is not
butchery.
because of the accent we use to
Yeah.
pronounce it and the way things are put together.
Yeah.
It becomes like they are mashing your name.
Yeah.
So I think that is for the reason he changed it, I don't actually know. But I think for it to be easier for people to call him by something that he will feel like they will relate to, because in term is the same meaning as smart.
You know, I have a similar story. So my last name was supposed to actually be Newman. So imagine Evans Newman. But my father changed it, which I'm happy he changed it. He changed it from his name. His first name is Alfred, so he changed from Alfred Newman to Alfred Newman Akosa. Which, you know, I take that last name as Akosa. So I mean, you and I have a different story. I mean, a similar story. So my next question to you: I understand that you were a family man. You were a married man. You have a wife. You have children. How is fatherhood like? No, matter of fact, how is husbandhood like? Then we're gonna go to how fatherhood like. How is being married, being a husband like?
First of all, I saw my father married to my stepmom. Yes, yes, that I could say yes. And so growing up, I think I had that thing at the back of my mind that, okay, my dad and my mom didn't work. So I am going to make sure whoever I pick up as a wife can be for life.
Yes.
Because I kind of experienced something from stepchildhood, which I didn't want to give it to any of my children. So we're going to go straight to your question. So married itself, you first of all need to marry somebody who will be your friend,
Yeah.
who will accept your flaws, whoever, because as human beings, I'm not perfect sitting in front of you here.
I am.
And
It's like, no, I'm playing. I'm
and
playing.
then every other person is not perfect.
No,
So
yeah.
you need to have a friend. Like if you're a friend to me, I understand your flaws.
Yes.
You know, even though we're friends, there are things that probably you would do that I don't like, but that wouldn't stop the friendship.
Yes.
We still continue to. So that is how marriage life is. Like I'm married to a friend who accept my flaws, and I do accept her flaws as well. So as we go along, it is not something like we don't know that this is how this person is. We know, my wife knows who I am, and I also know who she is. And we continuously learn about ourselves every day,
Yeah.
because this is
It's a
something
journey.
that
Yeah.
it's a journey, as you said. It's not like something you get to know how everybody is within the shortest possible time. So every day we learn new things. I've been married since 2004. So I've been married for 18 years. We dated for almost like 4 years before we got married.
Okay.
So I've been with this woman for over 22 years.
That's
So basically, to say the least, marriage is a very pleasant companionship, to say the least. It's a pleasant companionship, but you need to go in for somebody who will understand you, and you will also understand the person.
Yeah.
It's a give and give. Like some people say it is 80-20, some people say it is 50-50, some people say it is 80-80. It is something that you have to commit. That's all I can say. It is not a joke. It's not, let me go and try and see how that works.
Instead of going
Yeah,
test the waters.
yes, it's not. Those are for when you are dating. When you are dating, yes, you can meet somebody and let's go have like some drinks. And when you go out and you see the way the person is talking, you can get a lot of things from people when they start talking.
Yeah.
And everybody's attracted to something. Yeah, so first of all, I was attracted to an intelligent woman, somebody who is very industrious. That means she will work to support me, and I'll work to support her. So then somebody who is wise as well,
Yeah.
somebody who is faithful, who will be loyal to me. So when I was looking for a wife, I tread on that route to test all of those things to see if the person that I'm with can fit into what I have. And God has been good to us. We've been together this long. There has been ups and downs. It is not
course,
a pleasant journey to say that, oh, it is peaches and roses. There is no fight or whatever. If I say that, I'm lying. But hey, we are here. Have 3 beautiful children that we are,
So we picked this. Well, actually, he picked this setting. We are at the barbershop right now. We just thought that it would be more relatable for people because everybody get a haircut. Everybody, even if you're a woman, sit in a salon is very similar to a barbershop. So we had to be comfortable and talk, be as natural and organic as possible.
And let me shout out. This is About You Haircut. It is located at Everything within the Maple Gardens. So if you need a haircut, you can come around.
Maple Garden stand up.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
so you mentioned you have 3 boys.
Yeah.
How has that been? How has fatherhood been having 3 boys?
It is a journey. It is a very challenging situation for a man. It is something that you have no idea. Nobody trained for fatherhood. So it comes with different perks. When you are the kids, when they are younger, it's so cute, oh, adorable.
Then they get
and
older.
and they in your chest, and
Yeah.
you're carrying them, and you feel so proud. You holding their hands, and you're walking in the city with them, and people see them and they adore them, and your head is gleaming, getting bigger and
Getting
bigger. Like
bigger.
you meet something up that people are just, it's just like curation. You understand what I'm saying? That as they grow, and they started learning about themselves and wanting to be the individual that they are, they started, pulling themselves away little by little. And
How did that make you feel when your children started, pulling themselves away and not really?
you feel deserted in a way that it's live, because my first son is 17 years old. He wants to talk to his
women.
peers and whatever that you may call that. You understand what I'm saying? And the things that he wants to talk to peers about, maybe he felt some kind of way talking to me about, which I feel I'm a cool dad. Like I would have talked to him and
I mean,
have
as
that.
a father, what do you do to make him feel that, make him feel comfortable and open to come and talk to you about whatever it is? Because he's 17.
Yeah.
I've been 17, you've been 17. There's a lot of things that's going on.
Yeah.
Puberty's hitting. He likes this girl, he liked that girl. He thought this girl was the one. We all thought that girl was the one when we were younger. And then he probably got his heart broken. How do you, let him know that he could come talk to father about anything?
Okay, so I did open up to my son when he was barely like 11, 12 years old. I started it early so that I could get him to get used to it.
Yeah.
But we have individuals who would want to do things the way they want to do things.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about my son on the public note like that, but he comes to me when he feels like he wants to talk to me about a girl. He has talked to me about girls before. Seeing somebody that questions like, how did you feel when you met my mom? How did it all started? And then he will route in that conversation like, hey, I met this girl at school, blah, 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 blah. And I'll just give him the little piece of advice that it's always going to be like that. It's not going to be like father, son, yo, go do it and stuff like that. Like it's going to be things that I think you have to prioritize. Yeah. And that's all parenting is all about. Like you are there to guide them.
Yes.
So if your son comes to you, or if my son comes to me, the only thing I can do is to put the priorities right in front of him and say, hey, is this a priority now, or which one is your priority? You understand what I'm saying? And coming from Ghana, the things that we prioritize.
Yes.
As responsible, grown up young men, our parents will be like, okay, all of those things are good, but you have to kind of like think about your school, do your schoolwork, you get a good grade and all of that. Yeah, so.
So, back to your artist journey. Of course, we were in this, one of your designs, one of my designs. Back behind us, the mannequin, that's a nice outfit on a rack as well. When you started sketching during the pandemic, how do you see stuff in your head to put down? I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Like, how do you come up with these designs? Because these are nice designs. Mm-hmm. A lot of them are very colorful. A lot of them are very just straight, simple, but very nice as well. How do you come up with designs like this, or design like that, or design on the mannequin? How do you come up with stuff like that? Like, what inspires you? Do you watch something, or do you see something outside and it just sparks your imagination? How does that work for you?
So each design have a story behind it.
Okay. Like for example, this
so
one.
For this one, the story behind this was a design that a friend of mine told me they are in a fraternity. And the colors that they use is gold and black.
Nice. Okay.
You get your story now?
Yeah, I get alphas.
So when he told me that, he also had a shop in New York. Okay. And he wanted me to give him some of these designs and display them when they go to fraternity meetings and conventions and stuff like that. So this particular outfit you have was designed for that purpose.
Shout out to the boys in Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, man. But go ahead.
So every design comes with, if I have to go through them one by one, they're inspired by a story.
Okay.
The one that I have on right now is inspired by one Christmas. I was just thinking about what outfit to go out there and kill it. Like you are in the midst of people and all you see is a certain kind of green, right? So I went out there and I was looking for a different shade of green that kind of like, it is not too green, it is not that light green, in between, and voila, I got this fabric. And then again, God bless those that took the lead. Yeah. The kaftan design became something that most of the fashion world, the high fashion world, was getting into. Although a lot of people think kaftan is something that comes from Africa, that we'll get into that story later. So I started designing stuff that are longer, like the one we have, and I also incorporated things that are more of the bottom up shirts, the ones that have a shorter, neck, and then with a shorter bottom up and short sleeves. So I started thinking about things that I used to wear, colors that I used to wear when I was younger. And when they pop into my mind, I just, bring them into fusion. Like, oh, I remember that I used to wear this light blue pants with yellow
Yeah.
and whatever top, So that is how it all came by. So each one of my designs, if I'm gonna go through each by one, they have a story behind them, and they are inspired by my journey.
Okay.
They are inspired by my journey. Everybody have a story, and I did have a very, very intense story, but this is how
Got you. Got
it
you.
has
So,
come up to.
I have two more questions for you. When you started your journey as being an artist and making clothes, what were, um, or is, or was some of the difficult moments? As in, how you were able to just bring out the idea, or were you nervous to start it, thinking about what people would say? What was the obstacle that you had to actually get through to really start going to do what you want to do and being where you are right now?
Yes, so the challenge that I had was the first move. Like, I'm an artist and I know I'm an artist, but how to bring my work to the public and how the public is going to accept it and how the public is going to work around it was something that I was digesting when I was not out there.
Yeah.
So the first challenge I have is how to just come out that this is a design made by Royal Jab.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? That was a big challenge for me. But God being so good, God also make things happen in the right
Of
time.
course. Of course.
Shout out to my mentor and a friend, a designer called Dimash Couture. I happen to have a friend who knows him. So we went there and we were having a conversation. And as we were having the conversation, actually, the other friend that I had was a model. So I came out with this idea that, okay, I'll design the clothes and he will model in the clothes for me.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? To get his name out there. I am a believer in everybody. I am a believer in everything that everybody does, no matter how small it is or how big it is.
Yeah.
So this model guy I'm talking about kind of have a situation with his modeling career because he has people who didn't believe in what he was doing. So I was tried as much as possible to support him, and that is where the whole thing pushed me to come out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, upon that pushing and coming back, last question: what has been the most rewarding thing for you since you started this journey of yours?
Oh, when you see your designs being worn by somebody and it looks so good on them,
Yeah, yeah.
oh man, it feels good. You took your time to rebirth, to give birth to that production.
Yeah.
And when you see it on a person and it's like, did I did this? It feels so good. It feels so good. The rewarding is you do something for somebody or your clients and they love what you have done and they come to tell you, give you the feedback that I love what I had on. I had a lot of compliments. That alone, it's like,
Yeah, I can understand that. That alone can just, just give you all the power and the motivation you need to keep going.
yes, to keep going.
Yeah. So, um, if you made it to the end of this video, man, I thank you so much. God bless you all. You know how I always do. Like I said, we chose this setting to just sit here and just talk. Let it be organic as possible. Less editing and everything like that. Just know how stuff is. Stuff is not always perfect. But I hope you guys are inspired by my man Smart here and his journey. If you have anything that you want to do, any gift that you have, any talent that God has given you, you are doing a disservice to yourself and to humanity if you just keep it in. Just make that jump. Just like I made the jump to, start my YouTube when people were telling me. He made a jump to, start his clothing line. Regardless of what he think people will feel or what he think that will happen, but he's doing it and it's going well. So again, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that doorbell to get a notification whenever I post. His Instagram description of his clothing line will be in the description below. Or I just put it on the lower third for you guys to see it, man. Again, thank you so much and God bless y'all. Bro, appreciate you for having me, man.
Thank you for having me too.
Thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
Thank you.